The same thing that's locked over there.
Over there.
They
We
used
did
over here.
Didn't match. That didn't
Yeah.
match this
Yeah.
one. That's
But
why I
this-
heard that noise
This
there.
this one is another thing. Let me show you over here.
Aquela. Fala muito que chamado aqui, eu não como
This transform pop. When you heard that.
I heard here. I didn't hear here. I heard this too.
Yeah.
This did weird first, but that was the ugly noise.
Yeah. But it was the transform.
Okay.
So they took the one from the other air compressor over there, put it over here, and it's working now.
É 24 volts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is 24.
Okay. All
Mas
right.
aqui ela que tinha neutro. Ele não pode fazer só faz. Por isso que aqui é muito apaixonado. Mas mesmo que a ligação é assim. Agora de não fazer a ligação ali, ou mesmo que ele não pode o motor ali.
Yeah.
Isso é perfeito.
It's same thing. There was a phase in this one, but there was no neutral on it.
Okay.
Ele,
It changed.
Yeah.
So that
aonde
one burned.
que tem neutro. Falta neutro, não pode só trecar 3 vezes, por isso.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mas just perfeito.
Awesome. Awesome. As long as you did it. Yeah.
Everything is working.
Depois eu não te falo muito, depois eu não tenho incomodado, não te
After,
pedindo os
after we're gonna put it
Yeah,
inside and
Yeah.
fix it up.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah. Okay. Okay. But we can run now.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
See, the light is working. too.
Okay. You got this hooked up?
Yeah.
I didn't tighten it. I didn't tighten it. I just screwed it on. I just put it on the rock.
Okay, Brent? Okay. Now there was some oil in here.
Yeah, but it spilled.
Oh, it did.
Yeah,
I thought I put that upright. So, okay.
but you know they bend those
Oh,
things sometimes.
okay,
so
okay.
Kim,
Yeah.
they
What kind of oil is it?
We want it was whey oil.
There's substitute.
is it kind of thick oil? Like,
It could be. You don't have to have detergent oil, so it doesn't have to be automotive. Hydraulic oil would be better.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
you can get that.
because when you pull this up, it feeds up through here
Yeah.
and lubricates under here and under here, and then also comes over and lubricates the lead nut.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, and we got power here.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, now here's your speeds. So let's just go. We're gonna go for 60, the slowest speed. So there'd be 1. It's in 1, and then we're gonna come over here for B. Right there.
We messed it for food spot.
Put wedge level screws, you know, to mount that down. If you, yeah. And then we got power. No, because okay, there you go. Now. So that's slow speed. Reverse. Okay, now this is the lead screw, feed screw. Okay, yeah. This one here is for regular turning. Okay. The speed of this is controlled by these 2 numbers here. All of this speed right here. So A, B, C, D, E, right there. Okay, and then this one here would be the 1 through 8 would be that way. Sometimes when you need to, you can get it in if you have to. There was a box of gears.
I think.
Okay, this is a gear set for the lathe. We'll put up there. This is your metric and your inches here for your ABC 128, just like this chart here. Okay, so this is another chart. Okay, what I'm going to show now is how you can change these gears to make metric.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is the metric chart.
Yeah.
So these are all the millimeter thread leads.
Yeah.
Okay,
Le
So-
milímetro de roça. Só se
Ok.
mostrar algo que troca que corrente tem que querer fazer a roça que é coisa. Que os metric.
You're gonna stay mostly metric, right?
Yeah.
yeah. But it depends on if you want what pitch you want will be determining gear configuration we're going to put on the back.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so you got 25 and 60 that covers any of these three right here.
Yeah.
You got 26 and 60 for this. You got 43 and 60 for these. 46 and 60 for those there.
Yeah.
And same thing here. All right, now this is gear and box. So this gear and this gear.
Yeah.
This one always stays the same.
Okay.
This is 14 millimeter wrench,
Yeah. Cartoon.
and then Allen, and then this gear here is actually there, or you can go like this in the neutral. There's a set screw there.
Yeah.
Okay, but this gear lines up with this gear and this one here. And when you change these gears out, let's just say, I'm going like that because the chart's there. Okay, so let's go. Let's say you want. Let's go 1.5 thread.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna want 43 and 60.
Maybe let them pick a thread. You're gonna change it out, or you're gonna?
Yeah, I can do that.
Pick
But,
one you want. Pick one you want that he thinks he's gonna use, and we'll set it up. for
Okay.
that. Who would you like?
A fost școală de care bucă.
E onde que eles roçam que
Máximo de fazer.
Trebuie să
Ele
dai.
faz um desse pra não.
Dai.
dá um minuto. E chega no centro. E eu acho que mais muito usa.
Então, eu acho que é filho, não tá indo pra mostrar.
Show you
Yep, I got
on school like the thread.
Yeah,
That's what he wanted to learn
that-
first.
Yeah, you wanted to learn thread.
Yeah.
First.
Okay, threading is one of the most things that takes the most patience to learn.
Yeah.
But that's what I can do right now. So if you have some kind of stud or thread.
He's getting one right now.
Okay,
He's getting one right now.
okay.
So this one is
Hey,
if I want to use
I brought the boss.
40-60, 40,
I thought you would, go ahead, I'll stay right here.
yeah, this
I know it's oily,
43-60.
greasy machines
Yeah,
out
that would be the 43 and 60. There's the 60,
Yeah.
okay, and
Não tá freio.
Find out what they did.
Yeah.
43.
That's 40.
Okay, so now we got these two right here.
The
So
fold
we're gonna
together.
put,
Remember
we're
I
gonna
said
put
earlier?
Yeah,
that
60
was my
and 43.
Same as
Okay,
this.
60 is
Yeah,
gonna be on
Yeah.
the bottom.
First every
then
Yeah,
42
yeah,
will be on
yeah.
the
We
top.
had to
The
make
gear
that
will be
connection.
gear, and this is box because it's going
this
to the
one
gear
here,
box.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
Escandaloso, que eu faço tudo pela voz.
she's gonna record the lesson here.
Yeah, okay, great.
You got the bolt?
Dosta de roda, então, que é
Yeah.
fino e grosso.
We went to the market, Lisa.
Ele se extrai ele.
Pick one.
That's awesome.
Which one?
Okay, I'll need a piece of material too, but this, I can show you how it'll line up, but if you want me to cut the threads, I need a piece of blank material.
Mostra como é que linha lumbes Mas o material, ele mexe um material limpo para fazer a rocha.
Ah, ok, já sabe, ferro normal. E aí ele chega aí, mais ou menos. Não pode arranjar um que ele faz aquele problema.
Mas você se mostrar para
Ok, ok,
como
ok,
que
ok.
funciona, que
You
ele
got a little
é
piece or something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got a little piece of
Pedaço para o instrumento. Ele
brown
vai pegar.
stock?
Tem de ferro, não pode cortar. Um propulso que tem roça.
Something like this even.
Só fazer um pedaço.
Piece of pipe, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, whatever that, close to this diameter here. We'll have to get out some tools too.
Yeah.
Okay, I said, this is the threading.
I mean, let me know if you think it's too much and you'd rather wait, and it might be more valuable to set up something else.
No,
Okay.
no, but I just need to, we haven't opened up any tools or anything, so I really, that's why I wanted to, like, take care
We need
of.
to put stuff on the table.
Yeah.
Stop on the table.
Let's get him on the table.
Yeah,
While he's setting that up, let's get him on the table.
okay, there's two ways to look at a tool bit. Okay, this is left hand because it cuts that direction, from
Yeah.
left to right. Okay, this is the right hand, right to left. Okay, so you can set, if you wanted to, like, if you were gonna separate all your tool bits, that's how you would do it. And anything in between, this would be like, this was a threading. It's a little bit used, a little bit, but we can sharpen it.
Yeah.
And I'll show you how to sharpen it. Okay, this is just a square one, so you can use it in any direction or a plunging.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but anyway, that's what, so,
The left one and
yeah. Okay, and even though this has a lead angle,
yeah.
it's still a right-hand tool.
Yeah.
So that's how I put all those out like that. Okay, these are the RA collets. Lathe collets, mill collets.
Vai mais grande. Outro pedaço. Não vamos discutir os dois.
In the top of those boxes, you have to get it.
Depois no programa.
Well, yeah, in the top of the boxes, I need the mag base to mount my indicator.
Okay, top of this one?
Yeah, I one of them or the other. Yes, yes.
That big.
That base right there.
This is like
That way I'll be able to dial in.
Yeah,
Tem a.
álcool que ele tem.
Você vai tirar ali de baixo. Não. Aquela tele por conta justo.
Mas tem que ir aquela álcool fora. Aquela álcool vai.
Quero que você se abre, caso. Ele abre, Liga.
ja, maar die vriezen niet.
Okay, there's another one that's not quite as stiff as this
Maar
one.
ga grund erop en jongens, ik wil zien.
Ja, aqui não tem. Ela rápido, só stapla de baixo da base, não tem problema.
Grund die vast.
Dat is vast, dat is vast.
Grund die vast.
Pode não ter que peça aí.
Ja. Maar ik heb een sfeer, spiegel te lukken meer. Het is vaak weer een spoel om. Dat is het ook daar.
But it slides under there. Okay, right here. This is the jewel. In America, this is #1 mag base right here.
Voor mij hele nummer.
We need boss for here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SHOP BRAVA.
Something like this will work, right? Something like this, right?
Perfect.
Okay.
Yes. And let's see. Slip it through. This. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. We cut this off. We put nut.
Okay. Alright. Those parts will go together.
No.
And this. Okay. You loosen. This goes anywhere. Limp. Okay. You can always have the side here, and you got that. Okay. No matter where you do, no matter what you do, when you tighten this, it stays. Okay. That's why this is so popular
Yeah.
in the United States. This is most popular indicator holder. And this was donated by one of the viewers. All right, no, well. Yeah, okay, but there's 12, that you got 10, 11, 12, plus 11.
11. So 12 on this side and 11 on
Yes, yeah, but so that's 12.11 millimeters,
yeah.
okay? So that'd be, see, this is 0, and then that'd be 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, 3 millimeter, 4
Yeah.
5 millimeter, 10, there's 12.11
11.
millimeters. And you just get the feel. I wouldn't clamp hard,
Yeah.
okay, just easy.
Yeah.
This here holds it so that you can
like it.
hold it and read it. You can set it down on the without it rolling. If you don't break this, you move, it'll change.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, I would say that would be 12 millimeter or just
Yep.
slightly above. You know.
Yeah.
You want to get technical, you go here. Okay, exactly the same size. But when you're measuring here. You know, let's just say we want to make 12 millimeters. Well, you need to take another 0.11
Yeah.
millimeter off of that
Yeah.
to make, and then it would go down. So that would be 12 millimeter right there.
Yeah. Exactly. 12.
All right. I found this, and I was just thinking of making an adapter, but not going to be able to. See, no, I spaced out bringing this. I have a couple different sizes, and that's
Okay.
so. But we do need to have an indicator to be able to dial something in on the lathe.
Can we fill it up with the tape and then?
If we can get it to hold tight, as long as it doesn't go like
Yeah,
this.
so bust
Okay.
it 'cause it may
Okay.
shake.
Tighten that and give it a try. Okay? Only because this can spread pretty far.
Yeah.
Do we change tack and try to make a piece first
Um,
and then worry about
Oh,
threading another day?
wait, we got it, okay? Because I'm gonna go, I'm gonna use it like this, okay? Alright.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Okay, alright. Alright. Because you'll be able to machine your own stem, okay? Especially after I show you how to thread. Alright. Chuck key. This is my favorite chuck key.
Okay.
Number 1 rule. This key is part of your hand. Okay? You use it here. You nada. Never.
Nunca.
Okay? This will go flying. Go through the wall. Go. Okay?
Sempre no bumo. Always in your hand.
Always in your hand.
Yeah. Never leave it there.
Never leave it there. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I can wait.
No, you're not supposed to wait. Come on, get scared.
He's doing business. You guys are in business. You still gotta do your business. You gotta make money.
We
Business
gotta
come-
make money
We
out.
say business
Okay,
comes
We
first.
don't eat one day, won't kill
Yeah, but
us.
still, business comes first.
Oh my!
We got a rule,
I'll come
business
back
comes
with
first.
lunch.
Yeah, okay.
I'm coming back with lunch.
Bom, esperamos.
There's 2 popular jaws chucks that you use. This is 3 jaw, and this is 4 jaw.
Yeah. This is Harling Geverdo. The 4-jaw one.
If I had choice of only one chuck to ever have, I would have 4-jaw.
Yeah.
Because 4-jaw is more universal. 4-jaw can do everything a 3-jaw can do.
Yeah.
But 4-jaw can make you offset. It can also be adjust for idiosyncrasies.
Yeah.
Or if you want to make cam load.
Yeah.
Alright.
Aquilo é mais famoso. Até prefiro usar aquele. Se ele tem som, até prefiro aquele de 4 do que aquele de 3.
É, porque de 4 tem com essa do peça.
Seria bom. Mas
Yeah.
Que ela é melhor.
Yeah.
Não, acabei de se o código começa a fazer.
Não,
Yeah.
yeah.
Depends.
Yeah, depends.
Sometimes that's melhor, sometimes that's melhor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't.
Yeah. If you're doing a lot of the same thing with really good round material or
Yeah.
hex material, this would
Mas
be,
é para tu reto, mas é para
be
tu.
preferred.
O rodão.
Yeah, pega com os rodões.
Mas aquilo é ó. Mas se eu pegar os piques com os quadrados ou vale que com os
O que tu via ali?
mas aquilo.
And that's why I wanted to show you that we put this in a hex,
Yeah.
and
Porque ele vai demonstrar.
now we're gonna see how much it runs out.
Essa se empenada, não?
Esse fibra canto que ele corre.
So you got 4,000s run out right there.
Yeah.
Okay, with that 4-jaw, we could adjust and make that run perfectly true.
Yeah.
Okay, the only way we can make that run true is if we were to tap this part in there. Sometimes tapping things around in your 3-jaw will make the 3-jaw wear out faster.
Ok, só de modo que aquele parafuso que fica reto.
E aquele é mais ou menos.
Então esse está frio. E como aquele parafuso lá é melhor usar naquele escala tipo 4. Vamos. Se vou poder ter pangal.
Pelo pena.
Mas é frio botar pangal, botar cabo com as cabeças lá mais rápido.
Ok.
So, para que se traga aquela cabeça é melhor uso aquele outro perfeito. Vamos, se vou pangal.
Entendi.
Okay, did you have a piece of stock that would be comparable to this size material that I could machine and cut threads on?
Botei
Sim, aquele que é para assim.
Okay, all right.
Decortada, mas.
Yes, a little moss.
Quero estar dando aquele cor.
Very glad I found some.
Yeah, that was a good idea.
At home, I made a tube
Yes.
with a magnetic bottom, but anything but a tube, and then you could put this in. You could drill, mount, you could put here. I prefer maybe down here, so you could grab,
Yeah.
you know, someplace when it's not in your hand,
Lugar que vou
you can store it, and it never gets lost.
Yeah, tu põe aquele panhal rápido como sempre tu usar.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll put that up there.
Just make it up.
Well, yeah, you waste the amount of energy you burn electricity and you don't need it. To run it, you only use a little bit of air, you're killing yourself. It's not that serious air, right? One pound. I feel like something you use a lot of air.
While we're looking at this,
Oh, we would have died for that. We couldn't afford it.
this is tap and die set. And in the tap and die set, there's 2 pitch gauges. This is fractional or imperial.
Yeah. When you lock it and then you go take
This
the
set
key out.
is metric, okay? And even though you're,
There's no door handles, which quick check.
okay, so this pitch right here,
My hand underneath the door.
you measure with your blades here, and this is
But as soon as I spray that stuff,
it's probably like 125, no? Yes, 125. Okay, so that's 125 by 4 or 5 millimeter. Let's see, 4. You guys can probably read that better than I do. Oh no, this is 8 millimeter. 8. Also, you go here. sometimes the threads are just a little bit under the nominal, okay?
Yeah.
No, there's not, it's 12?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
12.
yeah, 12 millimeter. Let's see why we're not looking here for 12. Oh yeah,
It is 12.
yeah, 12.
10, 12.
Yeah,
right there.
yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to read it on here.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
Okay,
12, right
12.
Yeah.
12. See, 10, 11, 12.
Let's get those.
Okay, if we go down here, it's even higher. It's like closer to 12.
Yeah.
Okay, it reads a little under because let's see. The red one. 12 exactly.
12.
Okay, so 12 millimeter by 1.5 or 1.25. 25 millimeter. So that's how you would read that thread.
Yeah.
Okay?
Galera, olha só. Aquele rasque 12 largou e aquele diâmetro de parafuso é 12. Aquele rasque lá. Agora, número de rasque lá é 12.5 lá.
Yeah. And here. Put in your hands and
2.5, right?
you feel.
9.5.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Não, 12.5.
Yeah.
12, que é 12 de rio tem um ponto de areia. Aquele 12.
1.25, sabe? É aquele? 1.25.
1.25 até ali, dos outros que ele lá de rio. Vou te contar aí. 12.5, só. Aquele é daquele estilo americano. De 1 milímetro, ele tem outra marcação. Yeah.
Yeah.
De 1 milímetro, ele vem lá, tudo faz isso.
Now the fractions and the metrics. There's only like 2 numbers on the scale that are so close that you might be able to thread and match them, but they're totally different. Yeah. And in my world, I use this mostly.
Yeah.
In your world, you're going to be over here mostly.
Yeah.
Okay. This.
Como aquele eu pus a raspa que é americano. Eu vou dizer ele usa mais aquele americano.
Depende de necessidade.
Aquele é milímetro. Aquele é mais, se não tu usa mais show aquele.
This is the taps. This is the die nut. So it's a set. Okay. More for chasing and cleaning thread than it is making thread.
Yeah.
But these still will make a brand new thread.
Yeah.
If you use the right tap and the right drill size.
Yeah.
And it's not real hardened materials.
Yeah.
Like you can't do hardened steel.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you can take a file and you can groove it,
Yeah.
you will be able to tap it.
Mandei estar oferecido ter parafuso de estraga. Quis lá botar com polvas. Como também vou poder fazer rasca com aqueles lá, mas também tem que ser material rígido, não. Material normal.
Parafuso normal.
Yeah, que existe, material rígido não. Yeah.
Okay, and the reason why I'm kind of coming over here and explaining about threads is because you need to know about threads before you can cut threads on the lathe.
Ok. Foi razão que tenho bem ali para fazer aquilo, como maneira que você usa para fazer a rasca. Você tem que saber medir e trazer para você poder fazer a rasca, para você fazer a rasca num parafuso mais largo, depois vem para o rasca mais dinheiro para moer aquele coisa.
Okay, now your piece of material that you picked is
Que material que você
Ouch. We got this.
okay. This is like 11 millimeter or close to it, so I can't make 12 millimeter. So because when we cut a thread, we're gonna want a nut to prove our thread.
Yeah.
So this is 11.
Só que lá é 11, aquele é 12.
Não, aquele é pai grosso, muito.
But I can turn this down on the outside, so I'm going to show you turning, and then we'll thread. If you have a 10 millimeter thread, if you have 10 millimeter thread, then we will make. If you have a 10 millimeter nut, then I will machine a thread for that nut.
Agora pode vir aquela para parafuso
This
desse,
is a little stiff.
rasca desse.
Aquela é só uma demonstração, aquela é como
He just
Yeah, wants to see put.
how
Okay.
it works and
Okay.
the way you make it.
Okay.
That's-
Create a miracle here,
Okay.
Keith.
Okay. But sometimes the grand finale is being able to screw your nut on.
Yeah.
So if I
Make it
turn a
work.
thread here, it'll be a thread, but we won't have no nut to test it.
Como é normal, para mostrar, mas coisa mais bonita para ter depois para o porco. Agora para fazer a rasca para o porco que tem entre
arranja pouco para
Got to find it, told me with the test. Yeah. We got the test, got you might, what do I say, brother?
irmão.
My irmão say, I got the test, I got the find it.
Okay, so what was the alternative? You go ahead and just put a thread on there, no matter
Yeah.
what? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Because usually we find the nut.
We'll find them.
Okay, well, you're not gonna, I'm gonna give you this
But-
thread on that.
Well, it's,
Okay.
it's just a demonstration.
Okay,
so
okay,
it-
okay,
you know,
then I can do that. But let's go ahead, and because we measured this thread and we know it's 1.25. So we need to know what gears to put here for 1.25,
Oh, okay.
okay?
So we're gonna need this.
Yeah, and yeah, you just up on this side right here, yeah. That's what I always leave, so,
One. This right there.
but you say right there, but I'm not looking
I
at
know.
you, that's, 125 right here. Okay, so we need 47 and 60.
47, 60.
Okay, that's 43, 45. 47
60.
and 60, okay? Okay, I need Allen wrench and 14 millimeter. I think that's what that nut is right there.
14 de boca.
You see that little key?
Yeah.
Always kind of keep it on top because that little key can fall out. Okay?
Que já já te fico sempre ali.
And little plier.
Ele fenda.
Yeah. Very little bit,
Yeah.
just because the seat's in there tight. Okay, see that key right there?
Yeah.
Okay, if you lose it, you're gonna have to make one.
Espera, eu tenho que fazer mais.
Não,
This gears, I usually, I put towel in the first shelf, very front, because they're the most important gears for the whole lathe.
Yeah.
Alright, that's how you can change all your feeds and speeds.
Depois, lá para a frente, e depois penduragem lá, depois lá para a mão, velocidade na troca, aqueles lá. Para vou fazer a rasca, para muda, para tubo, coisa, é naqueles lá que não tem que mudar a velocidade, conforme é que se usa.
Okay, we put 47 because it said gear, so this goes right here, right there, okay? Just a little,
Yeah.
okay?
Mas
You know, just so it's not gonna fall off. Okay, now this one here has that little Allen there.
Oh, I think I'm messing this up. Should I be over there?
No, it's just a couple gears we're changing out.
All right.
check it. Ah, okay.
Just a little. Yep. Okay. Now see, this one has no gear, no worries. This is the lines here. If you put this on this way, it's too far in.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has to be that way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, like that, and then this comes down.
Yeah.
Very important. You have these together, so they don't have any slop. So just putting that down in there and then tightening this gear up. So that gear's not bad. Okay. When I tighten this up here, it becomes even more solid. Okay. But while you're holding this up into this gear, then you gotta tighten. Yeah. This is actually 13 millimeter. See how that's played?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, mas ela põe 13,
Something was telling me 14 millimeter, but yeah, we just want to make sure it feels better.
Yeah.
If you use the right wrench, maybe it is, or maybe it's.
Não,
It's
um traço 12, que tem
yeah,
isso.
14 fits on
Um
there,
tracinho 14.
you know. But I think because it's not high quality nut.
Now, because this is like, I think
It's
it's
not.
half an inch. It's not millimeter.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it's
And
like
like
I
I
said,
said,
it's just
Não, 16.
916.
Yeah.
No, still.
yeah, body 14.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's 14.
This low quality nut.
Yeah.
14, que ele é 14 de metro,
Yeah.
ele é 14 de livro.
É
Yeah.
porque ele é que os provos chineses fingidos.
Por isso que às vezes não te usa aquilo dele.
Yeah, 14 9/16.
Yeah, yeah,
Close,
yeah.
okay? We know they're both close. All right, so now we're 100% here. Okay, now we can put cover back on. You could always set this on ground
Okay.
or on chair or something because
Yeah.
you always have to take this off. So I just let hang like that.
Yeah, we're gonna make
Because-
build something over here with wood, like
Yeah.
a little table, so you can put it up.
When I got this, I completely rewired the whole lathe. And then I had to change it again when put the motor
Come
on.
on. You do everything.
Okay. Now you wanted
60/40, 1.1,
Two-
125.
2.5. Okay. So see this little letter right there,
Yeah,
C.
C.
Okay. So A, B, C. Okay. So we want to go ahead and put it in C, and then it's also in 1. So this is 1. There we go. Just like that. Okay.
Okay, it's going to C1.
Yeah. All
Then-
right. And now we're gonna go to the slowest speed. Would be 1 and excuse me. 1 and B. So we're right there. Just where we were. Okay.
Just without velocidade. Por exemplo, que muito bem aqui de qualquer lado. Ele é o meio rio de banhar também. Botados que ele se sente lá, botados que eu vou naquele também bem. De velocidade, botados ali na 40 por vez. 40, ele também apanhava na 1. Tudo assim logo lá. Yeah, yeah. Tudo assim lá.
This is speed,
Yeah.
and this is speed. So this chart right here.
Yeah.
Okay. This chart
Oh,
here.
Yeah. Ele vai lá de baixo. Mas ligou até 60, 40 lá. Yeah, 60, 1.25. Ok, ele obviamente deve estar com 61.25. E vou de bem achar ali na.
60.25 é de qualidade rosca.
Yeah.
Aquela foi.
Mas eu já gosto que não.
Ok, this.
Yeah. The pitch.
Right.
Yeah. And we were showing them.
60 e quanto? 60 dele. Deixa eu ver 60 agora.
60.
16. Why 16?
60.
When 60. 60.
Olha 60 não.
60.
Well,
A.
no,
Yeah.
this is speeds.
Speed.
Okay. this is the gear on the back. We changed the gears inside.
Ele é aquele carreto que não muda para trabalhar com o parrosque. Ele muda o carreto.
You want to pull the cover and show them?
Yeah.
Okay, you pull the cover, show them.
Ele é 60-40.
Acho que
125, yeah. Yeah. Here.
acho que consigo dizer
60-40. Ok.
60?
Olha lá. Põe 60 lá, 47 lá. Ele dá lá 60 lá, 47 lá. Não 47 divide 60 fica de baixo.
Show them other gears. Show them other gears.
Tu muda ali, homem.
Right here. Right here. Gear box. Gear box.
Yeah. Ele é caixa. Ele é
Show
caixa.
them the other gears, Kate. Hey, show them the other gears.
Você
Hey.
Umas ganhas ficam comendo com você.
tira fora. Tira fora.
Sim, tira fora.
Ok.
Desaperta ali, homem.
Okay?
Ele pega umas ganhas e você é umas ganhas.
Mas ele,
Pronto para aquele lado.
eu acho que ele te dá aquele número lá.
Ok, 60,
60, 47.
647, ok, 647. E agora, C,
Yeah. So C. Right here.
C.
Yeah.
Ok. Esse A, B, C,
D,
D,
E.
E.
Yeah.
Ok.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. Esse lá foi o brabo lá. 8 de 1 de 8 de 1 de 8 lá.
Yeah. So it says 1.
Yeah.
You get 1. Yeah.
Ok. Nice.
This chart only uses 1 through 6. Okay, so this chart 1 through 6.
Ele é
1
de 1 de 6 lá.
says 6.
Yeah.
See, I think, right?
Ok. Nothing. How many?
Okay, so now you have everything set to be able to make this lathe go like this. With the exception, this lever here controls this rod with this rod. Okay, I'm gonna turn on. Okay, that rod, that rod. Okay, this is for threading. This is for turning. And sometimes when you're working the lathe and you don't really need to make this move, you can put it in neutral.
Yeah.
So that it's just not running the gearbox. You can also put, this is direction,
Yeah.
okay? See, this is going this way,
Yeah.
okay? Now go the other way.
Não, que não vai tudo. Agora está eu também vou poder usar naquele se usa rosca, até vou poder usar naquele até que se usa peça normal. Mas também, se você tem a peça que o caminho é pelo baixo bem, vou poder pôr na meio. Yeah, fica na neutro, tu fica lá mesmo, só tu trabalha com a peça lá mesmo, sem baixo bem.
Okay, now we have it in a 3-jaw, so we don't need to dial it in because we can't dial with this chuck.
Foi de na central na 3, que tem na cidade depois que ele é o mais como ele usa na 3, ele fica central.
Sometimes a good place, this is metal, so this sticks, it's okay.
Às vezes é o melhor lugar para pôr porque do comum não é.
This is aluminum, it won't stick.
Ah, ok, ele é alumínio. Mas ele não fica.
É magnético.
There's many places, sometimes here, wherever you choose. Alright, so now we need the bit in here. Do you have grinder working yet?
The grinder, no.
Okay.
Aquele jabón. Normal, mano, tem lá e nunca foi.
Yeah, we can make.
Yeah? Okay. Let me just grab a few of these things here, put them all in your toolbox here.
Kalmatan. Ano siya yung tiyo bro? Kita na physically,
Speed.
Yeah.
This is carbide. So we're going to use it on this wheel.
So kilo high speed.
That's carbide.
That's carbide.
Yeah. High
What's the
speed's yeah. In the little box there without any abrasions on it.
Yeah, high speed lang.
Yeah, high speed.
Yeah.
So high speed
Kila pa high speed.
on this one,
Kila pa carbide.
carbide on this one.
Tem aquele tipo bronze ali.
I usually have a bucket of water.
Então, bad po.
And then we'll cut the out.
At yung boy no uso na. Kaya sa skema dito. Nandiyan ito eh.
Yeah, get more. This is rake. This way, slightly. If you get harder material, you want to make this less.
Entendeu? Se faz assim, ó. Se é material muito rijo. Tem que é material rijo porque fica mais retinho.
I'll be gone. All right. This is end rake.
Ela é rec de interior. In-break.
Yeah. So you see, okay, end rake, and then you see side rake. Okay, because this edge is your working edge.
Aquele ponto que é o ponto de trabalho.
Okay. Point, the sharpness of this is crucial to how long you want your insert or your bit to last.
Vou tomar lá conforme vou querer para o faco dura. Se vou molar muito detalhado, dura mais pouco. Se molar mais saqueado, dura mais pouco.
Also, the amount of radius that I'm gonna put a little radius,
Tem que medir arredondar o cozinho para ter mais força.
then it'll make the cut smoother.
E é de fazer aquele corte mais liso.
I do by hand, but I try to match
Yeah.
both of these.
É fazer como um filme, é para tentar match que os 12 pontos. Pode ficar quase igual. Eu vou ter que mudar aquela curvinha, até limpar aquela curva mais liso. Yeah.
This is a brand new bit, so I'm not gonna do anything to the top.
Ele é faca novo em folha. Só é que usa limpar o chão na gasta.
Okay, now I'm gonna show you how to set your bit in the lathe.
Vou demonstrar a maneira que
Okay, awesome.
I don't have it really an Allen wrench, so that
Okay.
works.
Yeah. Actually, I almost threw you guys in a set of Allen wrenches, but I thought you guys would already have Allen wrenches.
No, we don't.
Never assume they have anything.
We have a couple.
We put that on the bucket list for next
Yeah.
shipment, right?
Okay, thank you.
We'll ship it.
Some Allen wrenches. He got some socket Allen wrenches somewhere.
Yeah, I got. That's what you got. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I knew he had it in the bag that she'd had.
Okay, I was explaining to him that regardless, we know that this is carbide and the
Yeah.
other ones are high speed. But no matter what the bit size is categorized, but this is just a 3/8 bit.
Yeah.
You know, and then sometimes it's 1/4 inch bit and 3/8 bit, 5/16, ½ inch. They might even have it when you're buying over here. You might actually have millimeters. It might be 13 millimeter bit
Yeah.
or 10 millimeter bit. But as far as what I brought and I gave you, they're all American standard. So this would be a 3/8 bit.
So, cada um desse é medido, mas tem milímetros, mas que ele manda ali, tudo é americano. Modo que ele é trajeitado. Yeah, 3/8, que ele é trajeitado.
Que grossura também deve ver gira esse material, tem esse tamanho de material,
Yeah.
grossura que está.
And the size of the bit, it doesn't matter what the size of the material that you're using, right?
That's right, that's right. It has to do more with the holders you have. But sometimes if you are in a bore and you have a boring bar, you're gonna have to run the bits that are in the boring bar. Most of those are generally smaller.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the short bits, you think that, oh, these are all used up, but they're not. The short bits sometimes go in your boring bars and other things that you need.
Yeah.
Also,
Cât interesse grandura. Interesse que tipo de material que se usa. Então, às vezes tem que parece pequenininho, se eu botar para aí, já gasta. Não é que gasta algo nada, é propício para ela entra naquele material mais fácil. Então, mas é pequenininho, material pequenininho, pensa é gastado, não é que gastado não. É material,
Conforme a cidade
é grandura própria que assim fica mais forte.
E conforme a cidade também.
Yeah.
most of the bits I gave you are size general for this lathe capacity and all of that.
Yeah.
Okay, because this actually judges, you can't, this is 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
Okay, 3/4, so
3/4.
3/4, same thing. This is 3/4 also.
Ele é 3/4.
You know, so I use the scale a lot just because if I want something 3/4 long, I go 3/4 right
Yeah.
there. So I know that this is the same as
Văd,
that right
aquele
there.
que eu uso coisa de 3/4, ele começa a medir para aquele é 3/4 justinho. Só por isso que ele usa o choke.
But that would be the largest bit you would be able to run in here.
Eu vou
3/4.
também faca mais largo que eu pode usar naquela máquina é 3/4. Mas também 3/4 eu pode usar para yeah.
If I'm gonna stick a tool bit out a little bit, like a small tool bit, but I want it to be out farther because I might need the clearance on the back of the block here.
Sempre eu uso aquela faca mais para lá.
I'll put another tool bit underneath it so that when it'll help
Botar
support it.
mais de baixo, mais ao mesmo, mais faca mais para ali.
Continuo a jogar perto.
Só para ajudar perto.
Assim é, traz a dica, eu vou dar a experiência.
Esse credo tudo de tarde.
Que legal, cara. Até vou tipo, faz boas, vou ter uns beijinhos para usar escondidinho.
Você faz mais um enchimento que essa creme.
Manda calço.
Okay, I put it in here just so minimum straightness here, enough stick out. I know we're not going, but we're just going to be going like this. So this would be general. I would, you know, almost always I put a bit in here like this.
Aquilo quase tudo tempo, tudo desde que ele tem usado com esse tipo de bete, aquela faca. Lá para uma corta, para onde ele sabe, mas só vai com o vencedor.
When you have some tools that are set up, or you want to set up tools to be square all the time. This block, you want it to be square.
Yeah.
Okay, I slide this. See, this is flat. This is square. I come in here so it's touching. Okay, then I tighten. See there? It's tight.
Yeah.
Okay, no clearance. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Ele
So
aperta, ele pôs justinho, depois ele aperta lá, tem que ele chega para que mexe. Yeah.
that's the square of the block.
Yeah.
If you want to have repeating tools, so if you have like 3 different tools, a turning,
Yeah.
and then next you want to put a threading in or whatever, and you want to keep going on it, and you want to keep this all in the same, just change out these
Yeah.
tool holders.
Yeah.
It's best to set up square to start with, because now I set this up,
Yeah.
and now this tool, because of how I set it up, is square.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you're
eu uso
facing,
3 tipos de material, não vejo, boto para tudo que ele traz faca, lá naquele lugar. Que a hora que só bate e volta.
Ok.
Se eu que tenho, que eu uso depois talvez eu uso aquele, depois tudo 3.
Pergunta qual é que é a altura desse faca ali?
What's the length of the height?
Certo?
the height, I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Okay.
Já demonstrar como
Yeah,
fazer.
yeah, and I was getting to
A
that.
altura ideal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that we're not working up close, but I'm going to pretend that this diameter here was sticking out, okay? But
Yeah.
this diameter here is the same diameter and it's on center,
Yeah.
right? Because this tailstock, this everything is in center.
Yeah.
So I take,
Aquele fica dentro do centro daquele.
Sim, eu creio que é centro. Tem que tentar peça. Tem que dar um furo bloco de centro também. Não, depois fazer aqui.
yeah. Okay, I'm fine there. Okay, just barely holding that. You don't want to put too much pressure because you don't want to crack the carbide or
Okay.
dull or dig into your scale. All of these things are important.
É importante
Ok.
que comece a apertar demais para que quebre aquele facto, nem para ele cega automaticamente.
Okay, that scale right now is telling me whether I'm above or below surface.
É aquele que te mostra se está de arriba ou de baixo naquele centro.
Because how far it's leaning this way, how far it's leaning this way. You sight down here, okay, it's above center.
Yeah.
Esse fica reto.
So,
You
Okay.
know,
Dili
that's
o dela.
it. Sight down this way.
sai aquela
Não,
luz
ele não.
dele para isso.
Essa para se tiver baixo,
Okay.
rega dizer assim. Se
Yeah.
tiver alto,
Yeah.
rega dizer
It's
assim.
E aquela mulher,
okay.
que faz aquela mulher negra.
So I back it out,
Mas eu tenho
and
que
then I
levar.
adjust
É só para testar.
adjust this down,
Yeah.
Olha, se ele
and then I
baixa,
come back in again. Still, that's almost exactly.
yeah.
Essa quase ali, mas
Quase lá.
When you're working on the outside diameter, you either want to be right on zero or slightly below center.
aqui. Eu tenho que se trabalho naquela, eu tenho que ser tento zero ou cozinho mais baixo que meio. Menos de 1 milímetro baixo de meio.
Ok. Que é precisão de
Nunca
corte.
vou depois próprio dentro do meio. Eu tenho que ficar, aquela tem que ficar 1 milímetro baixo de meio, pelo menos.
Melhor. Você melhor corte.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go down just a tiny bit more.
Essa baixa mais 1 milímetro lá.
Okay, I like that. And now if I have a problem cutting, you know, it'll probably
Se
be,
eu gosto, essa parte sem direção.
it's pretty good. All right. That's why sometimes the scale's more important. It's not always the measure. It also tells you a lot of things. Already you know that that's 3/4.
Yeah.
You know that this can straighten this here, and we haven't even measured with this thing yet.
Eu penso que começo eu uso tudo que uso lá, só que ele régua lá, eu sabe como que ele rega 3/4 e aquele régua te dá aquele nível com a posição lá. É foi que eu uso que usa não, só que ele usa lá usa para trabalho, tudo que usa que ele lá.
I like all the simple things that my mentors taught me to trust your eyes and also the way you can use tools so that you can do them by eye. There's a lot you can do by eye before you even need to put a dial indicator on. The indicator is not the first thing you use.
Se instrutor ensina como eu uso, é usado mais a mão e com o outro. E se tem um material que eu saber, que eu confinar, que eu saber claramente que naquele eu posso usar, porque comecei sempre tu usa midi que usa um monte de máquinas que eu olho. Eu vejo o trabalho de fazer com ele cozinha.
Ok,
Agora não sei mesmo.
um momento. I take this form. I can.
Yeah.
Nível de. Que tá bem. Ok. This.
Yes. You can always do that. But sometimes you cannot get the point to here without moving this.
Oh,
Yeah, sometimes algumas vezes você pode pôr a ponta com aquela
Vamos lá,
ponta.
tem que ver se vai.
Tem que mexer pelo.
If you're going to take apart and you're going to do one operation and you want it quick, and you could do that also.
Se você faz uma operação, faz, vou poder fazer aquilo. Aquele jeito.
Mas você pode ser todo sem medir para fazer uma posição, senão
Yeah.
tudo mexer, ok.
Let me find,
Imagina fora também também.
Yeah.
Imagina.
Do the cool
Yeah.
best there. Not too many times. Try to muscle
Onde vai?
one end, make it less time you have
Se
to move.
banhar eles, vai na cara.
This is a boatman too.
the other tool blocks.
É francês,
Where did we put those?
mais ou menos. É francês.
He makes boats too here.
Show you how to make it.
He makes little boats too here.
Okay, now we know that this is good. We're going to use this.
Que ela
Okay.
já está pronto para uso.
Você põe muito faca aqui. Para muito faca o mexer.
I showed you how to square this off
Yeah.
of here. Okay.
Yeah, over here.
Well, let's just say this is over here, and you're already set up, and you go,
Yeah.
"Oh, I forgot to set up," and you can't. This is not
Of course,
any
we will have
shape
to
that
watch
you can
that
set it up. This surface right here, and
Yeah.
this surface right here. Okay, that makes square. That will
Yeah.
square the block also.
né?
Okay.
Aquele é para aquele bota pouco aquele. E aquele bota pouco aquele.
Yeah.
Tu regular cu aquela parte de virão. Fica reto.
These are common surfaces.
Yeah, é isso que tu faz, isso tudo é...
Isto é ninguém.
Yeah. So, não vês de apanhar nível com aquele outro, põe mais... É só encostar lá, pôr reto, que
Okay? Now, we would thread at the speed that we set it at.
não se vai fazer rosca naquela velocidade que não pode lá.
Vai de que passa.
But I'm going to turn it, so I want to go a little faster than you would thread it. So my
Não se vê por trabalho, mas também mais faz quinhões não fazer rosca. Bocadinho mais faz quinhões não fazer rosca.
Okay, so
Não
I'm going to go
tem que
300.
treina devagar. Aí a gente
So
vê
E
rápido.
and 2. Yeah. And 2. All right?
Você se vê limpo. Yeah.
Okay. Now normally I have light right here.
Yeah.
Light is most important.
Loose.
Okay. Now, if I'm coming in, you see how the face. See how it's cutting on the face and not on the tip.
Corta na lado, corta na ponta.
Okay. So
Tem
yeah. So I'm gonna take and I'm gonna move this.
que cortar só por ponto, lá que eu vou mostrar. Mexe na paga do quinto.
Se corta na lado, que se corta na ponta.
Tá bom, sabe? Tá muito isso.
You want this is clearance, but you want clearance this way and clearance this way here. If you're gonna come into a corner.
Okay.
Marca.
Okay. Now see the little nub?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know you're a little tiny bit below.
Okay, vou de aquele coisinho que
Give it a little
na
height.
mim. Já significa que uma bocada de próprio na mim.
A little bit more.
Vou de pedaço na mim. Só aquele biquinho que fica lá, que até está feito. Agora está é para mostrar que o jogo é tudo que vai naquele meio, né? Ok, que vai naquele meio. Sim?
All right. Now,
Kids, leave on.
Aquilo é os arranjos de vestido,
Não, só pra HP.
Esse engenheiro.
Moda-se tudo direto, aquele prof, aquele...
Espera aí, papai. Só deixa tudo aqui. Para que bloco centro. Vou mexer ali, vou dar centro, vou depois sempre para ficar.
So faz it must do right now.
Bloco centro.
Primeiro ele pode escolher reto.
Bloco de centro. Bloco de centro. Sempre usar aquele. Ok.
125,000.
Vou lá para perto, né? Bloco de centro.
okay, this is a center drill. I put a lot of them in your box.
Foi aquela broca de sempre, ele tem monte de lá.
Então, conforme.
Okay, throughout the tooling, because when you unwrap and you start putting away, I want you to put your tools how you want to put them and different things. But you'll see these, and these are called center drills. And this,
Tem que boa guarda material que tu guarda mão, porque ele é por poluição, ele só. Como é.
Qual é que é a fura centro?
Yes, and a show.
there again, this is where you would like a little oil, and sometimes a little oil helps you.
Dentro daquela serra lá, debaixo.
Essa temperatura de fusão é coisa. É que te faz como.
É bom olho que usam aqui as coisas é o óleo hidráulico.
Okay.
O hidráulico pelo fica ali, pelo fica colhado.
Yeah, you can put oil, but this pump, pump.
Yeah.
Okay, there, but you can always add more. And also here. Very important, always keep oil on.
Pelo olho aquele bomba de bomba, mas sempre também é bom pôr cristãs.
Com pincel.
Yeah, with a little brush.
Little brush, or you can do it many different ways.
Yeah.
You know.
Or we can use this too.
Yeah. But sometimes more than you need. You
Yeah,
know?
you waste it.
Brush. It's very good to have a brush and work around here.
Yeah, it doesn't
Okay.
go.
But normally I have a little air nozzle, so I might blow that out. Okay, that's a center hole made by a center drill.
Ok. Lá, buraco de meio. Mas é bom também ter pistolinho com o ar para soprar.
Só para ter aquele.
Sabe o que poder fazer na.
Pistolinho com o ar para soprar aquele buraco de meio.
Yeah. Sometimes, well, you see,
Mas para morar é importante. Que a cozinha fica lá, que a checa sente tá dentro.
Yeah.
in my shop, in my videos, if you watch it, you see I have all my tooling in a rack. Okay, all right.
A ferramenta tudo solto, pronto para.
He's a master fabricator.
Yeah.
Huh?
Assim, com furo. Também tem que escolher
Yeah,
faca.
Yeah.
Muito de madeira conforme o buraco de
Mhm. Exactly.
Passa sapão de panhar.
That center matches that. Okay. The whole purpose of putting a center in there is to support it, because when it hangs out, it's weak.
Yeah. Tapou para muito, sabe como é que ele fica? Sigo. Se vou pôr faca, tu fica fraco, tu fica de baixo. Agora aquilo é que te suporta pelo que fica de baixo.
vibração.
Right now, I'm not going to worry about putting the center in there to cut the threads, because we're only sticking out a very short bit.
Yeah. Assim que se liga com o ponto para muito, mas vai fazer rosto e é pedacinho que é muito chique, que tem necessidade de pouco.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn that diameter around, and then we'll find out what size it is, and we'll make it a size we want, and then we'll cut threads on it.
Ok, se bem cortar em grandura, mais ou menos, depois é de meio, depois é que vamos fazer a raça.
It's going to take
Em geral, tu usa lá, mas é de se marcar o som. Agora vou mentir lá.
Yeah, 10 millimeters.
Agora fazer rasca a vez. Tá, rasca o outro, rasca o outro. Até para o fundo, rasca a vez.
O tamanho daquela. Parece com 12.
Okay, I don't touch nothing there. I just come back because I want this to stay where it's at, and if I'm gonna go deeper, I need to know what that is.
Vou tirar para trás é como é que se eu tirar para trás como se eu virar mais fino no cozinho.
Não, Mariana, hoje é manicure.
Você told me to find the both, see, so
Vai ser a mídia que eu vou
make a template. Tem glue com garnet, que ele depois so
de bar.
on our fiberglass.
Okay, so yeah, 10 millimeter, 10.42,
Yeah.
42, 10.42.
Yeah. 10.42.
So
So that's like the thread will be like 10.
yeah, this would be 10 millimeter,
Yeah.
but it's a little over 10 millimeter.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but sometimes you're working with it, especially if it's a bearing fit. You know, you need
gotta
to
put it
on
right
precise.
on the point. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's most of it. Tem 10.42. Mas às vezes tem que o trabalho que busca aquele 10 pronto, justinho, tem que tirar aquele 42. Yeah, mas fica próprio na 10, justinho.
Yeah, I usually I work in thousands, so you know I would read my micrometer and I would know how many thousands are going. But let's just say this is 40.2, so you know you're working on the millimeters are on the inside here. See millimeters there?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to be barely like that. Whoop. You know, like that. All right. Okay. And
So se tira aquele 42. Medium. Som. Naquela função, naquela. Ele entrou aqui, Não, de livros por lá.
Só um carro para lá.
Aqui.
And now we went from 42 down to 32.
32.
You know, so that was almost like, to me, it was almost like 110 or one every one of these is 10
Yeah.
here.
Kind of.
Yeah, the line is 10. So we were on 2, now we're on 10. So if we go, let's go 2 more lines. So that should take us down to about right there. Okay, about 10 over.
It's para mais dois. Mais dois é mais like 20 milímetros, foi mais ou menos. Torno e pus aqui no vento. Porra. Se alguém que botar já direto
Yeah. There's 20, you know. So
Yeah.
you're coming down.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Now,
Se fazer rasquete desse, mas essa baixa aquele custo tem que te signar desse.
Você pergunta, rosca,
Yeah.
parafuso 10?
Não, que parafuso desse. Rosca é desse.
Não, pera, agora não agora,
ok.
parafuso, M10.
Aham.
Você rosca, tá no tempo.
Não, rosca é tudo que ele... Agora
Não,
tem
não,
que subir,
não,
não,
tem
você
que
entender.
medir sem milhão.
Ok, deve conseguir voar.
M10.
millimeters.
M10.
Yeah.
Então,
No,
M10.
he said a screw that's like a 3/8 screw.
Yeah, yeah,
You
3/8.
want to make a 3/8 screw.
Yeah, you want to make a 3/8 screw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how much of the length you should put?
A mão aquele que fica, você? Mão aquele curso que ele.
O M10, ok.
You want to make a 3/8
Yeah.
screw.
Yeah. I turn
And
it to
then-
0.375.
Okay. Ponto 375.
Vou depois mais 375.
Que fica aquele-
Para ser de acordo com a rosca.
Yeah.
In millimeters, it'd be close to 10 millimeters.
Okay. Na milímetro é bem de 10. Yeah, eu quero que isso from. Tem que pôr like a 3 point what you said?
3.375.
Ok. Ponto 375. Ele também dá rosca é 10.
Ok.
Profuso. Não é 10.
Imagina que eu consigo ter na mesa.
Vamos rosca.
Vou estar usando.
Rosca em geral é...
Parafuso 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is best here. So if we're gonna go 3/8, okay. So there's 3, and then I go 7/5. Okay. So there's your millimeters there. 10. So it's real close. 10, but you're just a little bit under 10 because 10 would be right there. The red does is 0.
Ele é 10.
That's 10 millimeter exactly.
Ele é 10
This
milímetros.
is 3/8 right here. Almost they're 25 thousandths different.
Ele é 3 oitavos. 3 oitavos é bocadinho mais pequenininho que 10 milímetros.
Real close. In fact, it's actually a combination. Some of our dummy mechanics
Yeah.
will try to put.
Tipo, tem que subir com aquele ponto 20. Pelo que se vende a 10. Mas na peclis, ele tem até marcado.
Yeah.
Olha,
Yeah.
ele tem marcado 10, mas lá ainda que chega a 10. To go to 10, you gotta be right there.
Yeah.
10.
With the red on 0.
Yeah. Hoje, porque
Let's see. You got
tem que
10,
dar,
20, 30.
tem
Okay.
que dar na 10, tem que dar
Millimeters, yeah.
Leonardo.
Millimeters here. Standard imperial here.
Yeah.
Decimal. Yeah. See, 1 inch would be our 1 inch is your 25 millimeters. Pretty close. Or actually, it's not. It's our 1 inch is just a little over 25 millimeters.
25.
Yeah, 25 and our 1 inch. They're pretty close.
Que ele é inch, é 25.
Yeah, and then our 3/4 and our 3/4 and your 19 millimeter are pretty close.
19 com 3 quartos. É quase 19, 3 quartos um cozinho mais largo que 19.
The most important thing is, if you're gonna make something in metric, use all metric measurements.
Yeah.
Okay? A lot of my tools I gave you are in decimals, but that's a chance that you have to learn decimals as well.
Yeah.
Okay? But I'm not forcing decimals on you.
Yeah. Ele quer como tu com decimal, ele te quer usar mais yeah, inch coisa, como tudo que se usa é mais inch coisa.
Both measuring standards
Yeah.
will make it perfect.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
your skill will make it perfect.
Yeah.
Whether you use imperial or metric.
Ou mesmo. É como é que ferramenta de fazer e curiosidade e capacidade de fazer que te levava a fazer para ficar perfeito. Yeah.
My first mentor, and I asked him about tolerances. What are you allowed? Okay?
Yeah.
How perfect? He says, make it right.
Yeah. É para dizer onde ensinar a fazer, é para onde só. Como é que pode ficar direito para fazer? Homem faz, só não fazer. Fazer direito.
Right. I'm going to find a threading tool.
Ok, isso vai dizer
We're going to leave this square.
Yeah.
We're going to leave this square.
Yeah.
So that the tooling is set up just how I'm using it now, so that when I go out of here, you guys jump on the machine and play.
Yeah. É para como é que é lá, tem tudo pronto. É para ter aquele dano bem que chegou bucre bem brinco com cozinha só o banho o brinco, para onde ele tinha tudo será.
Yeah, I know what happens. I got eyes here.
É fazer rosca?
Yeah, Malaysia.
Fazer a rosca.
Modo
Tá de learn.
barco, ou não?
Okay.
Nossa, isso
Yeah.
é muito
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, you're good, huh? Also like this. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Also like this.
Assim dá.
Ito ka lang.
And also to put it in here. But when you're grinding, okay, you're grinding by hand. You always try to get this leading edge here perpendicular to here, making sure that is square like that,
Yeah.
equal to that line. Okay. You grind that one there. That way, you know that this edge here is always square with your.
Tem que tomar
with your
ter
tool.
certeza como é que é do outro lado fica reto.
Okay.
Demorar porque tá tudo.
Then once you have that ground, and then you put it in here, and if you see that you're off like this, you need to grind more here. If you're more off like this, you need to grind on here. But you make it like this. Okay. And then this is real sharp.
Experimental com que ele é bem molado.
This is real sharp. On real small threads, you can leave it sharp, but if you're going to be cutting bigger threads, you want to put a little tiny flat there so that it lasts longer and it's stronger.
Tem que na rosca pequenininho chegou, que ele pode ficar molado, se mostra. Mas na rosca grande, botar acabar com aquele freezer bem moladinho, para ele fica mais grosso, um cozinho para ele poder aguentar, fica mais forte. A rosca fica mais.
Okay, I'm just bringing this down so
É
it
grande
touches
se
here.
que ele moradura lá, qualquer tipo de rosca.
Não, eu falo que se aquele rosca pequenininho, depois fica molado. Mas se a rosca mais
Qualquer tipo de rosca, rosca grossa, qualquer passo.
yeah.
Dá qualquer passo, não, agora explica.
Se é comprido, se que se rosca mais cheio, eu falo acaba com aquele fino, aquele molado não.
Traz it to hospital.
Igual, ¿ves? ¿Qué la arte?
Fazer a rosca.
Not too bad, you know. It could go down just a little tiny bit.
Está bom.
Okay.
Baixo um cozinho.
Most intended.
Está bom. Imagina, escola.
You put that left?
Se tivesse mistério.
Yes. You para?
Vai dar boca de perder, hein? É, eu sou perdido de andar uma na praia.
Vale, kiss.
Também tá lá.
More.
Yeah.
Pretty close. Now also,
It's good. Huh?
you could go this way.
Esse negócio tá no meio aqui.
Okay, off of this surface right here.
Yeah, it's good.
With these two surfaces right here.
Yeah.
So, just always one other way. Sometimes when you're set up already, you need to have other ways to center your tools.
Tem que ser tudo pronto, tem que ver uma maneira de centrar o ferramenta, o faco. Então, se você melhor que se dá o certo, tem que centrar o faco.
Cortar na meio? Hã? Escapes cortados na meio? Ah, ok.
Almost took it, everybody needed it, so I'm only gonna bump that all.
Okay, I'm putting this back into
I
slow.
brought that for you, but I brought it back.
Slow. All right, and putting this back into here. So we're running this lead screw.
De baixo limpa, usa na And what is this for?
This is your thread dial.
Okay.
This lets you know. I haven't tightened it up in a while, but we want to make sure.
Conta com volta, ok.
So you can swing this out or in, you know.
Well, Abraham was gonna go to his house and he's gonna meet me at Jeannie's and we're gonna take the car down, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, acho que é um chave 12 aí.
That's not a setting, I'm just putting it so it's tighter.
Okay.
Okay, now it's tighter. When you're doing metric on this machine, okay, this is a joy because I never ran this machine with 3-phase.
Okay.
On single phase, you have to let it coast. On 3-phase, you can go automatically reverse.
Yeah.
Okay. What you got to do is you got to come in. You got to keep this engaged once you're engaged on metric.
Yeah.
Okay, and then come back and then come in and come on. Okay.
Yeah.
So what we do is we go ahead.
Na trifase vou poder vai para frente e vem para trás. Que é vantagem, como ele usa aquele torno ali com 13 bar. Primeiro vez que se usa ali no 13 bar.
Okay. I set this one on 0 because it's comfortable. I know where this is at.
É podia pôr na 0 para ficar mais confortável. Sim.
Você tá vendo?
Vai fazer força.
Já te apertar. Foi um dia que os contador mais famoso.
I call this my dashboard gauge. You can cut threads without one, and most machinists you can cut threads without having a dial indicator. But I like a dial indicator because it lets me know where I'm at each time I come in and how much more I can take. Sometimes looking at the dials, and especially this dial here, because there should be, in fact I advise it, drill another hole here and make it the counterweight because this becomes heavy. Sometimes it falls. Okay?
É pode usar aquele, mano. Ela tu prefere usar aquele para se ele tem mais certeza onde que está bem, a manda que está bem e quanto que ele está põe. So tu queria usar aquela.
Mas depois eu aquele também é pequenininho, também que eu tô cozinhando hoje atrás.
Não, próprio para mim como aquele coisa às vezes é pisado. Às vezes dá por ali e depois ele escapa. E ele te perde ele meia hora não.
So you drill a hole and put weight here.
Yeah.
You said put a piece right here.
Fragou
You said
aquele.
drill a hole.
Bota fura buraco que te põe peso ali.
So it equals. Okay, so it equals.
Para ele poder ficar equilibrado, para que fique com ele.
Também Chelsea.
Yeah.
Poder sair de que.
Eu não gosto de precisão logo, tá vendo?
Okay, I bring this in.
Eu te quero dizer. 0, ó.
Okay, there's 0. Okay. So we have 0. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this up a little bit here. And I actually like it. I like it open. This is fine. Right there. And then I kind of go like that, make sure, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. 0, 0. All right. This 0 is really coming in at 30 degrees. Because this is 60. So this is half of it is 30.
Yeah, that's
all right.
yeah.
Now, because I touched that, okay, then this here would be 0, 2, okay, and all right. But I don't really necessarily need to remember that this is 0 except for coming back to the same spot, okay? So we have it running. Now we pick a number here, lined up with that line. See the line right there? We'll use 1. Okay, now it's traveling. Your first pass is usually to make sure you have the right thread pitch.
Pela primeira.
Okay, when you get right to where you want to stop. Right? What you got down here is reverse. Because you got to keep this in here. Metric thread is an attachment. So, American you can engage on any number, but on metric you've got to stay engaged in the same number, or remember what that number is, and then wait for it to come all the way around. So if you just leave it in there, you're okay. Now you bring this back in.
Tem que fazer rosca americano, que tem problema, vai comer mas se aqueles rosca que eles medem 500 metros, tem que ficar no mesmo número. No mesmo número lá, que pode sair. Diga tem que ficar só naquele.
So I just leave this engaged and I concentrate on coming in each pass. So when I get back to this point here, now I can make my adjustment for there. But we want to check.
Leon deixa o que ele make isto. Agora assim checa.
Everybody can hold it and check it. Make sure I got the right thread.
Se tem
Oh, you're popping. I thought it was electrical.
Tem que ser um mais fundo, cara.
Não, isso olha. Yeah.
Okay. So now we know what we want, what we got, what we set. Everything is good.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I can cut my threads without making a scrap because I chose the wrong gear.
Eu fui assim, ele pode cortar se rosca go. Sempre olhar para o modelo já foi tudo confirmado.
Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and make my adjustment. Okay. You know, here or here, on each pass here, you can take your increments there. I'm just going to go. This is standard of 5 thousandths in. Okay.
Half inch or
5 thousandths.
5 mil.
Yeah. It's like.
5.
Yeah, it's 5 thousandths, but I'm thinking about millimeters, like 0.4 millimeter.
1.4 milímetros.
Boleh mayor punya kumpul penye gala. Maksudnya kalau apa mas kalau masih menunggu urgent kan? Masih menunggu urgent.
Mas é tirar fora.
E aqui que se pergunta se não há aquele daí, na vez que tem que travar.
Você fala travar, nem sempre é considerado. Não mais na métrica. Mais na minuto.
Então para aqui mas.
Sim. Vou falar que pouco fundo. Agora dá mais 5.
Mais
Morto.
Yeah. So now that I come back to 0, this comes back up to 5. So then I take it in on here to the next 5.
Rolou os que ele é mesmo coisa.
Tem tanta informação ali medida.
Mas aquele é para de molde que ele é pequenininho.
See how you look good.
All right, I don't feel too well. I'll see you guys later.
All right, man. Okay. See you guys later.
See it getting deeper?
Yeah, it's getting deeper.
Yeah.
It's about to fundal.
Yeah. See, now you can really see that it's in there.
Yep.
Okay. So we take another
Hindi
file.
yan po.
Já o fio tudo parado, né? Tava treitinho o teu cara aqui, né?
I chipped the tip of the bit. So yeah. Chipped it. I chipped it. It better. Yeah. But yeah. Probably I got it just right. You got to hold up to the light. Okay?
Não, só hoje. Luz. Não, luz.
Yeah, hard to see without a light.
Fiz de câmera. De olho já fazendo? Tem que ser campeão. Aquela coisa que faz, agora se vai para o último. Amanhã gasta lá na praia, diz tá bom, diz socorro último. Diz mais que socorro.
Too far.
Vou fazer um rosto naquele veio lá, o pessoal se brinca.
Conforme carrega, ele fica supositório.
Supositório.
Anhado.
Então, aquela aí é mais fina. Aquela.
Ela se espia como que aquela rosca assim.
Aquela é, se baixo, olha.
Assim. Ai.
Now this is the light.
Luz que é pessoa. Limpar aquela luz lá que vai.
Tem que ter luz clara lá, rapaz. Bom fluorescente lá.
Fluorescente, para aquele amarelo que tem.
Já.
Ali precisa sombra. Sim.
Tem que ter luz clara, moda de virar.
Exato. Molde fino.
Yeah, it's pretty small to see this, but
Yeah. Amarelo é cigarro, porque cigarro.
might need magnifying glasses.
Deixa eu ver a duas câmeras
Okay.
dele.
I'm just gonna have to go with the indicator here. Pretty good, huh?
Yeah. Servia do sim. É que poder só falar.
Vete que está vou fazer vai com mais semilha, como se mulher atrás da minha eu posso tragar.
Estraga a voz, que é ok.
Okay, now we go. That's holding it shape pretty good.
Get it. Scroll that and skinny mesmo. Scroll that and. Skinny, scroll that and. Scroll that and skinny. Skinny então, deixa atrás lá.
Yeah, right. Paint, throw away paintbrush.
Yeah,
because-
those paintbrushes.
Isso. Tudo para cá.
You don't have to throw away things, babe. You know,
Yeah, right.
no.
You keep going.
I'm going at increments that I really know how much it takes, but sometimes depending on I don't know what the material is, but it actually seems to be pretty tough.
Yeah,
But I'm just going like 5,000 per pass. If I was going to come in on a bigger course of thread, I would do like 10,000.
Okay.
You know, so but
Quando chega material lá, quando eles fazem só esse vai 1,5, 1,5.
Ah, ok.
Agora, se tem material, por exemplo, que é mais molho, coisa, eles vai 5 mil, que é 1,5 mais ou menos. Agora, sei que eu vou mais show.
Então é mais rápido.
Yeah,
Mais
tu vai 10 mil.
É tu fundar mais show.
Yeah, tu vai 10.
now it's still got a little bit more to go on the depth, but because we don't have, you need oil, a little bit.
Yeah.
He just took the oil.
Oh, you took your oil? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but oil lubricating your cut actually makes it cleaner.
Quando tudo isso que você fica mais limpo. Fica mais limpo.
The most common oil for cutting is the cutting oil is sulfur based. You know, it's made for cutting, but any oil will help.
Yeah.
And then when it comes down to the last couple cuts, I don't advance into it anymore. I just follow, like I'm going to do right now.
Só Siri que ele rasca.
When you just barely go, then it starts to give a gloss finish to the threads. This is why having a nut lets you do the testing, and you'll know how much more to go when the nuts, if it starts,
Botei ideia mais ou menos, se eu sabe mais ou menos como que está lá.
Casa
Valdir. Basta.
Now this would be just another follow pass here.
Aí se só seguir de
Ela
aquela.
faz quando as puxeiras de tinta, nesse momento. Ou daquele olho. Dá um bolinho. Ou daquele olho.
Yep.
E vai dentro.
Just losing a little bit there. This must be really hard steel.
Yeah, it's the brace that holds the
Rebar?
thing.
I mean, the carbide cut it pretty good, but
It's the thing that holds the thing, which we call the spring, car spring.
Yeah.
You know the spring.
yeah.
It's the brace that holds the car spring.
Okay, okay.
So
It's kind of hard, but
it's a hard material.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But right there, you can see that, and that's how you cut the threads. But if we had a nut, you know, but we're not at the right size, so.
Yeah. So tem que tirar, porque tem que saber, tem que ter fork what
Ajustando.
Yeah.
It's just to have an idea how to make it. And
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
And learning how to grind and then coming here, and sometimes you have a couple bits
Yeah.
set up. Having a little bit of lubrication when you're cutting is
bom
important.
ter tudo que se faz lá molado e pronto, mais do que para terem preparado e também para terem olho sempre lá com aquele porco para fazer isso. Yeah.
I'm going to pull this chuck out and I'm going to show you how to use the four jaw and dial something in.
Yeah. Essa mentira que eu quero é subir um pouco de quatro. Para mostrar que eu de quatro para trabalho. Eu tenho ideia mais ou menos como que tira um pouco aquele outro, uma maneira que faz.
Porque no começo.
Olha, Ross, piastre?
Yeah.